All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. Here we are again, 2024 Munich high-end, and I am doing more room coverage for you. We're going to talk about Borresen, the newest products that Borresen is offering here at Munich. We have Tyler from Next Level Hi-Fi, who's going to talk to us about what's special with this new loudspeakers that they're offering here in Munich. Okay, tell us a little bit about this new product line, this new models.
Yeah, thanks for joining us all the way in Munich. It's awesome to see you here. Something really cool that we're excited to show you guys is we have that sister company under Audio Group Denmark, and that sister company is called Access. That's our entry level. It's the Forte all-in-ones that you're used to. Yep. We just launched a speaker in that range. So ultra affordable, ultra high value, and it's these two models.
Wow.
I'll show you over here. So we've got a stand mount that's about $3,850, and we've got a pretty nice size floor stander that's $5,500 US prices. So $3,850 US and $5,500 US. These are brand new, never before seen in the world, and this is their global debut. You'll see some familiarities, the spread toe carbon membranes, a little bit detuned, sweeter.
I see.
Not as good as the X series, of course, but to hit the price point, that's what we had to do. And we're demoing them in there with the Forte and
right in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the money, they're phenomenal.
So these are, when are you showing those at Next Level Hi-Fi? When are you going to display these?
So our order is in.
Okay.
So we'll have them within, I'd say, a month or two.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So we've ordered as many pairs as they'll
awesome.
ship us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Come by the store and you
that's
can
going to get those. Yeah. Are you going to put them at a US show anytime soon? What's your plan with that?
The next show will be, we'll have them at Pacific Audio Fest. Yeah.
Pacific Audio, you are going.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So let's walk over to the next station so you can see another exciting product from the Denmark group. Walk with us, guys.
Yeah, this one I'm super excited to show you because you helped us, or you just demonstrated for your viewers the C1 when we did the global debut at Expona.
Yes, we did.
Well, there's a big brother to the C1.
Really? Oh, wow.
And it is the C3.
Right here.
Yeah.
Beautiful. For a minute, I thought it was like an M3.
It's incredible. The fit and finish, the build quality. Check out this back panel, Jay, with the flow system.
Wow.
I mean,
I've never seen that being part of a speaker before. This, any Borresen speaker.
It's crazy.
That I remember.
It's got the reinforced carbon fiber, just like the C1s you saw.
Right.
But obviously this one's white, so it's more visible. In black, it's a little bit subdued, depending on what you're looking for. This one will be about 40,000 US.
40,000 US.
Yep.
So let me talk to the
Get over here,
mad
Michael.
scientist, the man right there. Good to see you, Michael. Tell us a little more about this one. I want to know, first and foremost, I know the first question that I flat out need to ask you. This, like a venting system here that I have never seen. What is that about?
It is. It's not a dipole. The speaker is not a dipole. It's a resistive dipole. So it's not quite open, but it's not closed either. And that creates sort of like a flow resistance. That means that when you have a really big transient, you get a little pressure behind the driver. That really increases power handling a lot. But when you have all these fine passages, there's always no pressure behind the driver, so the membrane moves simply more freely. And that will increase detailing, a fine resolution, especially at softer volumes.
Gotcha. So if someone is, let's say, going from the X6 to this particular model, the C3, what can they expect?
Well, this is a logical succession of the X, really. So this is everything refined. This is a better driver with a better magnet system. So this one is a neo magnet, where these are ferrite magnets. These have dual copper caps, but in addition to that, dual copper rings that is inlaid in the middle of the pole piece, or the pole ring outside and the pole piece in the middle. There's a 4 mm copper disc in there, and that lowers inductance. And when you lower inductance, you get a firmer, steadier force that does not, where the inductance or the magnetism or the Morse code cannot bleed into the magnet system. So it's simply more transient, capable, more dynamic, more open.
What's the power handling of these?
Oh, everything you can throw at them.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good to know, because I can throw a lot of power at them.
Yeah, I know you burn everything. We know that. No, but I so far, because we have 2 copper rings and copper inside, we have very good heat sinks around the voice coils. And so far it's very little. You have been selling our speakers for many years. They can burn, of course they can, but where we are maybe different than most companies is that even if somebody burns it by force, we have seen that, we still replace the driver.
Oh, really? Okay, that's good to know.
We are not. I mean, every time we have a problem, we make it a victory instead of a problem.
So I'm going to take this opportunity real quick, okay, to piggyback off what he just said, okay. I have heard from other loudspeaker brands that will go nameless. I'm not about to burn any bridges, to be honest here, so I'm not going to do that. But I've heard that some other loudspeaker brands out there, the moment a tweeter pops and it's out, okay, they perform surgery and they're, call a forensic analyst to figure out if it was user error, whose fault it was, and then they send you a bill for $4,000 to replace drivers, okay? He's saying, listen, we're not even going to do that. We're going to do it right, as long as you bought it from a legit dealer, okay, and you're not going through other avenues, you know what I'm talking about? If you are supporting the dealers and you're going through them, they'll take care of you. They're not going to give you a hard time. They're not going to make your life miserable, because at the end of the day, they want you to listen to music. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, the bottom line is that when people trust us, we trust them. So we will never create a problem. I think that over the years, I think our failure rate is really, really low, also compared to other manufacturers. But we have the strength. We manufacture everything and put it to use in our own speakers. We manufacture the drivers, so we know exactly what they are capable of. And of course, we can see abuse when we see it. We know it. We tell people. We have had people calling us really, really unhappy. My cat attacked my speaker, All the surrounds were scratched and opened up with the paws.
Wow.
And we just replaced the driver.
Really?
I mean, and then we have had speakers falling over in Japan because of earthquake. So instead of saying, well, that's your problem, we just simply said, send us a thing and we repair what we can. And,
that's part of the excellent customer service that we talked about, and of course the brand reputation and how they stand behind their product. At the end of the day, I think that if customers feel this level of satisfaction, hopefully it turns into more customer loyalty. Hopefully it turns into you guys coming back to those brands that support you. In this case, Borresen, the Denmark group in general, I think they're doing fantastic things. Every time I go to a show, you see a new offering. Now, I know some of the comments are always, oh, these guys are always showing you something new at every show. Well, the brand number one is expanding, because clearly they see needs for different budgets, right? Some of you cannot afford the X6, but maybe you can afford the X1. And now there's even an entry-level Axis. So there's no reason why you cannot own a Borresen loudspeaker nowadays or their electronics. You should be able now to afford it and say, I'm in the brand, I'm in the audiophile grade quality of components that come from Denmark. And so that's a win for everyone. It's a win for the industry, it's a win for dealers, it's a win for the brand. So it's pretty cool to see you guys, offer different price points and still deliver performance. Because at the end of the day, just because it's cheaper doesn't mean, well, this is all they get. You're still trying to squeeze the most that you can from every particular price point.
Performance is very much into the design, and basically producing a good design costs the same as producing a shitty design. So if you have that capability of creating something where that this selection and that selection will really provide good quality, good sound performance, then it's no more expensive to make this. When you go down and listen to the Axis speaker, I think it's a fantastic, very well balanced, very dynamic, and it costs a lot more to produce something that has those qualities. That's something that's way off. That has a resonant tweeter, or it's just a poor selection of components, and it's free to select a good component rather than a bad component.
Right.
But you need to have that capability of maneuvering into that. You need to know this has that tonality or this resonance. Can I live with that? No, I can't. So
that's very good points that you're bringing. I never thought about it like that. Right now, this is their biggest highlight, although the other speakers that we saw, again, they're just as important. If you are coming to Munich, please come and check them out. You are in Atrium
Atrium 4.
4, okay?
Yeah, on the first floor.
First floor.
You walk in, you won't miss us, and we have them active. But there is one last thing I have to show you.
Uh-oh, I thought we were done. I love it.
One last
Let
thing.
me
borrow the mic.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Mike.
Great job, Michael. As
Thank
always,
you.
man. Awesome.
One more thing.
Yeah.
So let's go. Let's see what else you got.
All right.
It's going to be interesting.
Thank you. Please.
Oh. Uh-oh, what are we listening to? Oh.
Check those out.
Beautiful. T5. T5 loudspeakers. It's a beautiful looking speaker. A finish I have never seen.
No, we've never had a high gloss over the wood grain before. You see a different porting system or vent system in the back.
Look at the porting system behind.
Yeah, it's really
Wow.
So a new line. Of course, M series remains, as you've seen before, the M6s and M3s, M1s too. This line will come in underneath the M series, so it's called the new T series.
The new T. I figure that. Yep.
Yeah, and this will be the flagship in the T series, so this will be our biggest. It's called the T5. But what's different about it than the M6s that you've listened to at our store and things like that is this has the 8-inch drivers.
Okay.
So Borresen in-house 8-inch drivers, where the M series is capped at the 4.5-inch drivers. So a little bit more power, a little bit more bottom end. Of course, not quite as crispy or transient as the reference M series.
Of course.
Yeah, but beautiful new finish, new skin layer on the membranes, right? Yeah. Maybe Lars, can you tell us a quick second about that?
Yeah, good idea.
Yep.
Hi.
There's the microphone. Thank you. Thank you again for being here.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, you can hold this, Lars.
Hold that mic and
tell us,
speak
I
into
hold
it.
Yeah.
So tell us the special, what's special about this.
We
new
actually have Michael Borresen here somewhere, so he
Ah.
can explain it even more into detail.
He did the ones
He did the C
outside.
series.
Oh, he's here.
So-
Come on, Michael.
Yeah.
So
Couple of highlights, Michael.
yeah,
Hi.
a couple of highlights.
you need
so,
the mic.
So what's different about this is the driver and the driver complement. These drivers are made with 3D optimized baskets from titanium. So it's normally an aluminium basket, but like the M drivers where we have zirconium, here we have a titanium basket for the driver. The membranes are different too, not so much in material selection, but in the resin we use. It's a whisker-based resin where you have small whiskers of graphene and small whiskers of boron inside the epoxy that is used to bind the layers together. And these small whiskers means that there's cross links over the carbon fibers, and that increases stiffness without adding any mass to it. And this technology, if you take the premium golf shafts or the premium fishing rods or Formula One cars, they all use resins with the whiskers in.
Got it.
And that's why you have this matte tone on. It's not really shiny like it
By the
is
way,
in-
I don't know if you caught this on camera, the carbon fiber sides, the indentations, if you will, they're beautiful. I love that. This is definitely it's always been an elegant line in general. The streamline, the narrowness of the speaker, to me, makes it very appealing in most people's homes. I really love the design. So
This here is a functional thing.
that's what I was going to ask you, if it's just aesthetic or actual
but
functional.
If you know, the steel roofing is always profiled, and that creates this incredible stiff in that direction, in the direction of the profiles. So this cabinet here, because it has that, and you add this is 1 mm thick carbon, and that is maybe 4 times as stiff as it was steel. So if this was steel plate you put on, you would understand that it stiffens the cabinet, but carbon actually stiffens the cabinet even more. And that put the resonance around here, the mid-range, up above where we actually use the mid-range drivers. And that really silences the cabinet a lot.
Question for you. So you know, obviously the success of the M series has been great, well received, you know, really impressive speaker that I have been floored by every time I've listened to. The M6 and the M3 is no slouch either. And I had first-hand experience recently with the O series, which blew me away. And I was telling you this earlier, you know, the transparency and how big that speaker scales with that baby O2 size, that it's not that large, right? I was like, it doesn't make any sense. Now, I thought you were kind of like, okay, where can I create an improvement that can get close to the M, but not quite there yet, still bringing you new developments in the case of this 8-inch driver, right? And new technology that's popping up in the speaker without hurting the M line. And it seems like this is really that next level where you could be like, you know, I can't quite reach that level, but I think I want something that's less, that can still give me a lot of the M. Would that answer, would this answer that question?
Yeah, that answers that question. And the price difference, if you look at a speaker like the M6, where you have there's 6 zirconium baskets in there. The zirconium is immensely expensive to manufacture, very difficult to get at. Here it's only titanium, and you can say only titanium, but that is like 10 times less costly to make a basket in titanium than zirconium. So this is the differences we're talking about.
Wow.
So, but the tonality of zirconium is just, it's just better for some reason. And you have to realize that a basket is, when the membrane moves out, it pushes the magnet back. And when the membrane moves in, it sucks the magnet in. So it's always in compression and tension. So this is always subjected to vibrational forces. And so that the tone of the basket is overlaid into the tone of the speaker. So if there's something that has a better tonality, I think this is like if you buy a 50-year-old Martin guitar. That guitar, because of the wood, the aging and everything, just has a better tonality. And that's why that costs a shitloads of money, because it just sounds better and the musician can make it sound better. And it's the same with speakers. They need to have the right tonality built into the cabinets, built into the drivers. Otherwise, you will never get this big scale, this beautiful soundstage out of them.
Price point, what are we talking?
These are going to be in the U.S. about $225,000.
$225,000, and when will we see them in the U.S.? My U.S. audience, my U.S. audience wants to know. I know this already.
Around October.
So Capital Audio, I guess we could say.
Capital Audio Fest
That
will
would
be
be-
our time to debut.
That would be
for the U.S.
But
for the U.S.
it's not shipping at this point yet, right?
Not yet,
Not yet.
no.
Okay. Well, anything else you want to showcase or talk about?
I mean, there is one last thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Do we have time?
Hit my audience with it. What do we got?
It's called a U588.
Okay.
And it's in this room right next door.
Okay.
I think you'll be really impressed because super high performance, but very simple. Come
All
on.
right, let's go. Let's check it out.
Real quick.
Let's
Thank
see
you,
the
everyone. Thank
Thanks,
you for your
everyone.
patience.
Walk us through
Hey,
the next one.
There's the brains of Next Level Hi-Fi.
Oh, okay.
My daughter Ellie.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Straight in from South America. Thank you for joining us, Ellie.
Awesome. All right.
All right.
All right, very loud in here, folks. Streamer,
Fritz, we're hijacking your demo just for a second.
U588.
U588.
Okay,
So-
this looks like the top of the line amps that we saw with your M6s.
Yeah,
It has the
this-
same look, so I'm assuming,
Smaller version.
Smaller?
Yeah, smaller. So you remember the Fortes
yes.
and from Access, and you remember the 880, the reference
Yep,
electronics.
I do, yep.
Smash those together in terms of size, price point, and performance, and now you have a 588. So it's from Avic. Access is our quote-unquote entry level. Avic's our reference, and this is an all-in-one. So 588 series has internal copper line chassis, is the integrated amplifier, it's the streamer, and it's the DAC. So now Avic has an all-in-one. Just like Access has the Fortes,
Right, yeah.
Avic now has an all-in-one. And it has 2 line inputs, so if you want to add your phono stage or whatever, you had another source or something like that.
Price point and power?
So this is cool. Fortes are about 100 watts and 8 ohms. I know it's conservatively rated. And,
Sure,
yeah.
yep.
This is 300 watts.
Oh wow, it's a lot more, substantially more.
Yeah, and this thing is super heavy. The Fortes, of course, have that nice build and feel, but they're pretty lightweight. With this copper line chassis, kind of the reference. I mean, you can pick it up. It's very.
You're talking about heavy.
I mean,
so.
it's not boulder heavy, Jay, but
no, it's heavy.
Yeah,
it's heavy.
Yeah,
It's heavy, guys. It's about 40, 50 pounds. It feels like it's
it's
pretty
solid.
And price point.
I think about 35,000 US you'll be able
Okay.
to see it for. And we anticipate, like we've always had 3 models in Avic, like the 180, 280, and 580.
Yep.
This will be the reference, 588 it's called, like kind of the old 580. There'll be a 288 and a 188.
Okay, great.
Is that confirmed, Fritz? 288, one. Yeah, and so then I would imagine like the price range would be 15,000 US, 25,000 US, and then 35,000 US for all-in-ones.
And I love it. These are currently shipping, or
No.
we're still waiting?
Yeah, still waiting.
A lot of things in development
Yeah.
from the Denmark group. I'm expecting a ton of new product come October, November. So Lars, really?
September.
So it's going to be probably next year before we see it.
Maybe we'll have them with the T5s and this at maybe Capital. That might be a good application.
That'd be very, very good. That's a nice setup.
Yeah,
there's
just one box, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's always so many interesting things coming from the Denmark audio group. And of course, you're at the front of all of this madness, as always. So
Thank you.
guys, don't forget to check out Next Level Hi-Fi's store in Wayne, Illinois. I mean, this guy is doing it all. You know, he's got a lot of different options depending on your budget. I've actually sent one of my Ultra Hi-Fi members there for some time. He ended up buying the O2s.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
he's super happy with the O2s, and I recommend him greatly. Another thing that I'm going to be offering on my website is my recommended dealers. More to come on that. Just to put it lightly, I was scammed $20,000 about 2 years ago from a very unethical dealer. I can tell you he's not one of them. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you for that support.
Appreciate you. Nice
Again,
seeing you in Munich.
thank
brother.
you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Guys, subscribe and hit the like button. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
Thank you.